everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another review for My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom, Pirates, that. So this time we're going to be doing Nichol. This is the last of the 4 main routes before we start getting on to the secret routes. So something I wanted to address is that in this game, something I really love is that after each route completes, when you start the next route, you'll get more inner monologues from the characters that you've met during previous routes and for the routes that you've completed, which is really great. So I started noticing it right after Keith, but so every time I restart, I get something a little different each time, which is really awesome. And this time I got like this whole little side bit about the new character we meet during Alan's route, which was really awesome. So I just really like that little detail. And I really like that it's always just giving us something new, whereas a lot of the times especially with like visual novels, when you have to restart the game to get other endings, it's just the same common route over and over and over again. You get nothing new, so it gets kind of boring. But this one, that is something that I really love. So anyways, back to Nichol. So he is the Prime Minister's son. Jordo's his oldest friend and Sophia's older brother. He uses wind magic, and he is like the strong, silent type, which I'm all about. He's another character that's not really viewed as a threat because he's never made a move on Katerina, even though Sophia keeps trying to be like a matchmaker for the two of them. But he's like, no, Giordo's my oldest friend. He's a prince. Like, I can't do that to him, you know? But we do learn early on that Nichol has a sister complex. And so the best way to win his heart is to treat his sister really well. Those options are going to have the green rose marker. We also learn that he's really the only character Katerina has a crush on to some extent. He can make all of the women around him faint just by smiling, with the exception of our 3 girlfriends. And while Katerina has a bit of a resistance to it, she does swoon every time and likens his smile to beautiful blooming flowers. And apparently he reminds Katerina and Sophia of this main character from a romance novel that the 2 girls really love. So he's also got that going for him. Anyways, you'll know that you're on his route if on the way back from the bathroom we wind up outside, where we meet a mysterious purple-haired lady. Nichol finds us, and the lady disappears. The boat is then attacked by pirates, and on our way to call for help, we're betrayed by Rosie, of all people, and we end up locked in a staff room. We're later brought to our friends, and we learn a secret about Rosie in the process, which was not what I was expecting. And I'm not gonna tell you what it is here. Go play the game yourself. But it's very clear that Rosie has some emotions towards Katerina. Again, not something that I would expect during someone else's route. Meanwhile, Nichol is trying to hold back his feelings for her, telling himself that, and the viewer, that he planned on locking away his feelings for Katerina up until graduation and then steering clear from her right afterwards. So that way he never has to be around her for his feelings to grow. However, his instincts to protect her from Silva are fierce. There is an option to cure stress with eating. This leads to a Doom ending called I've Become So Round, where we keep eating, get moved to a room next to the kitchen, and eat until we become too fat to fit through the door. The boat sinks, and we sink with it. And this one was so dumb. Such a dumb ending. But anyways, during Nichol's route, our dreams are plagued with this dark energy and a different version of Katarina. She's angry and ghost-like. And this plays a huge role throughout the route with a link to a very specific event in the common route. However, it goes a bit off the deep end from here. More on par with like the manga and anime, but pretty out of the blue for this game. We have to, if you've never watched the anime or read the manga or anything like that, you're gonna be a bit blindsided. Anyway, so we have to face our past self from before our head injury, and the memories of our previous life resurfaced. There's a bad ending called Lost in the Darkness, where we lose ourselves because we can't face Nichol. It's a very short bad ending, so there's not really much to say about it here. If we do face Nichol, though, we do manage to save ourselves with a little research and the help of our friends, but this does force Nichol and Katarina to get close, and eventually for him to actually confess his feelings to us, and us to him. The good ending takes place a few weeks after the incident with the pirates. So we're having tea with Nichol, Sophia, and Keith. There's been no real progress yet, but Sophia is completely ahead of herself and pushing Nichol and Katarina together and talking about how she'll never get married so that she can stay by our sides forever. It's more of a Sophia ending, honestly. Nichol's happy ending is a date they have after getting engaged. Both Nichol and Katarina speak to Giordo separately, but he just wants Katarina to be happy and calls off the engagement. No friendships lost, which is great. After this, they go on their first date to a rose garden on Sophia's recommendation. And honestly, it's a really sweet ending. I quite liked it and found myself smiling a lot. We also get a close-up of Nichol's blushing face, and he's a lot more open with his feelings, which I'm really happy to see. All in all, I honestly didn't care for this route, at all. Nichol is very much my type of love interest. He's the strong, silent type. He's smart. He's caring without going overboard. He was also voiced by the same actor that voices Ame from Rebirthday Song, and Ame was my favorite character in that game, so I hold extra love for Nichol because of that. But the route was so all over the place, because I guess the writers didn't know how to get Nichol to actually want to confess to Katarina and betray Giordo. I don't know. But it was just a really out-of-the-box route. I like an out-of-the-box route, don't get me wrong, but this was just way too much. It was just too random, too weird, and it felt like it just did not fit in with any of the other routes at all. At least his happy end and after story were so good that he does get some points there, and I really do like his character a lot. I just honestly wish that the route was better. But if you have played the game and you've gone through his route, tell me what your thoughts are. Did you like his route? Did you like that he was really out of the box? Or was it just too much? Because honestly, if I wouldn't have watched the anime or read the manga, I would be even more confused. I was still pretty confused, and I did consume the other media, but because it was just so different. But yeah, if I wouldn't, I was able to see, why they went the way that they did based off of those, but it was, really the only, weird magical tie-in to the anime and the manga, but, yeah, on its own, if I was just playing the game, yeah, I would have been so thrown off, and I would have hated it a lot more, but that's my personal take. Obviously, it's my own opinion. Other people are allowed theirs, so let me know what you thought. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you want to see more videos and reviews from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.